Assalamualaikum dan salam biru warna to everyone we watch this video. We from Group 3 have made a study on fraud cases that occurred in General Electronic Co. And the result of the study are very interesting to discuss. Before we go in detail, we need to understand what is accounting and its relationship with financial reporting first. Based on Jason in their article, the accounting is process including summarizing, analyzing, reporting this transaction to outside agency, regulatory, and tax collection entities. Combining these two bases will produce complete financial reporting information to management and external user, including investor, auditor, and so on. Based on our research in General Electronic Co., financial accounting reporting is the main contributor of information in the study of fraud that occurred on this company. The information contained in the finance report by General Electronic Co. raises many doubt and question marks until the revelation of a fraud case in that company. In general, there are several categories of fraud that are commonly encountered by auditors in conducting investigation. Firstly, misappropriate of cash is a category fraud that occur a lot in the organization. This happens because there is no communication between the manager and cashier who takes care of daily affairs. For example, abuse of cash is declared face payment transaction. Next is misappropriate of goods. It's more difficult to control by a manager and auditor. Example of misappropriation of goods are employees stealing goods or helping to stealing. Lastly, manipulate of accountant. Manager manipulate information on annual financial report for specific purpose. Usually, company profit become higher or lower than the actual value presented to users.
I will be presenting about General Electric Company's background. So General Electric Company is an international technology and financial services corporation headquartered in Boston, United States of America. And GE is actually an American company that been operating for so long, since 1889, and we're known for offering goods and services in aviation, energy, and healthcare sectors. GE started as a utilities company, and as of today, GE is also known as a commercial services company that provide a lot of services other than its service in main business, such as insurance services. So, about the chronology of financial scandal in which GE is involved, it started in 2017 when GE suddenly charged a total of $6.2 billion on the company's revenue on pretext of getting $15 billion in its insurance reserve within 7 years. This case is related to its insurance business, and it has caught the attention of United States Securities and Exchange and Commission on the pretext of allegation with vague and misleading disclosure. And GE is still under SEC surveillance until 2018. Suddenly, in 2019, Harry Markopolos, a famous fraud investigator that revealed Enron case, has stated a report on all his notions about the likelihood of fraud of $38.1 billion in GE company. And from the $38.1 billion, $29 billion is a potential loss from a liability that was underestimated by GE company in its insurance business that was underestimated in its reserve. The case in 2017 further strengthened the allegation of Harry Markopolos regarding this $29 billion from insurance business. And the balance $9.1 billion is a potential loss that was not disclosed by GE when it sold most of its shares in one of its subsidiaries that has made it lost its control over the company. However, GE still record its income as its subsidiaries instead of the income is recorded as investment in associates. And in 2020, GE owned up to its wrongdoing in 2017 by paying a total of $200 million penalty to SEC. However, GE still denied the Markopolos allegation in 2019 by saying the allegation is meritless. And as of 2021, most of the lawsuits filed by GE investors, shareholders, and clients alleging that the $38.1 billion is used for its main business is dismissed by the judge. As stated by the judge, the case in 2017 cannot be used as a strong evidence to prove that GE is indeed doing a fraud.
I will continue about the role involvement of the auditor. During the KPMG become the external auditor of General Electric Co., there are a lot of issues happen, which is fake revenues, fake earnings, hidden losses in the financial statement, unreadable financial statements, hidden debt, misleading disclosure, and overuse of non-GAAP operating rules. As the external auditor, KPMG should recognize and report all of these problems, but they did not, and this shows that they are not aware of the possibility of misstatement that occurs. KPMG was involved in the fraud case of the company. They have been paid a large amount of money to cooperate with the company to cover the fraud that have been made by GE. They did not form any negative opinion on the company's financial records, although they found it as they have been paid. Neither none of them are pointing out any negative issues regarding the financial statements of the company, nor reporting it to the governance. In fact, they are the ones who help the business to eliminate and clean up all the suspicious information. This means that KPMG does not fully carrying their responsibilities as the auditor that is supposed to be the team that should detect and finding any error, any fraud that happened in the company. But unfortunately, they themselves who conspired with the GE. This was conflicted with the roles, duties, and rules of the auditor. KPMG have breached or violated the responsibility of an external auditor. That's all from me. Thank you.
The effect and role involvement of auditors, KPMG, that is General Co. Auditors. KPMG have been the auditors of General Electric Co. US for more than 110 years since 1909. But in 2021, General Electric Co. has appointed new independent auditor, that is Deloitte. Next, as an independent auditor, it is KPMG's duty to report any accounting irregularities or deficiencies that determine the company's earning. But during KPMG's become the auditor of General Co., there are a lot of issues happen. For example, that happen in their company is fake revenues, fake earnings, hidden losses, unreadable financial statements, hidden debt, misleading disclosure, and overuse of non-GAAP operating rules. Okay. All of these fraud or what we call mistakes, KPMG should recognize and report all of this problem, but they did not report it. And this shows that they are not aware of the possibility of misstatement that occurs. Because of this, KPMG have breached or violated the responsibility of an external auditor. So, the effect of fraud to KPMG is that more than a third of General Electric Co. shareholders voted against the reappointment of KPMG as the auditor of their company. So that's why in 2021 they appointed new independent auditor that I said earlier, that is Deloitte. So the consequences incurred by KPMG is that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) imposed heavy penalties on KPMG for violating auditor independence rule. So that are the consequences that incurred by KPMG for doing such mistake or intentionally do the fraud. Okay, that's all from me.
Most of the big fraud scandal which involving the large corporations such as Enron, World.com, or even General Electric, at the time when the cases is disclosed to the public, the situations become worse. So we need to prevent and detect fraud at the early stage. Later, we will discuss and explore the specific solutions and ideas in detail to minimize the event of fraud to be happen. Okay, the first solution is utilizing technology in data analytical procedure. Nowadays, auditor can utilize the benefit of technology by using advanced auditing software such as interactive data extraction and analysis or ideas, or auditing command language ACL in audit testing procedure and control. This software enables the auditor to extract, reformat, and normalize the data in many ways to ensure the consistency and accurate result. Besides, it also can highlight the potential area of concern, a located error, and potential fraud effectively and efficiently, instead of just running artificial inaccurate transactions. This software can question the client's data. Right. Applying behavioral analytics by using fraud triangle model. Action of fraud is perpetrated by an individual but not entity. Fraud often involves the collusive effort of two or more individuals led by the unethical behavior. The fraud triangle model can become part of a company's risk management and compliance system. It used to define the motive behind an individual's decisions to commit fraud. It consists of three components, which are opportunity, pressure or incentive, and rationalizations. By applying the fraud triangle model, we can prevent and detect the fraud at the early stage. Lastly, enhance the auditor's roles. As we know, auditors are facing challenges when it comes to acquiring the relevant and key data from the corporations and companies due to privacy rules. This will cause them fail to identify the evidence for the material misstatement. Hence, auditing standards should be reviewed to provide auditors with a stronger framework and privilege to detect fraud. Matters to be considered include materiality, internal control, incentive assessment, and public report.
In conclusion, fraud cases that occur in this company provide many lessons and insight about the world of auditor. The act of an audit company compromising in committing irregularities is a matter of violating an auditor code of ethics. This gives a negative response to the integrity of an auditor in performing their duties, as we can see happen to KPMG, which is a company auditing General Electronic Co. The appetite of an auditor is giving professional judgment should be combined with a good attitude so that they are not easily tempted by corruption cases. They are unable to attract potential investors because trust in their business has eroded. In overall, the corruption cases that took place in General Electronic Co. demonstrate the importance of being an ethical auditor to avoid getting involved in financial scandal. Say no to fraud.